A newspaper reproduces itself every 24 hours, but not without the help of hundreds of skilled professionals who believe in their product and care about their customers. The paper's beginnings start in the downtown office, where reporters and editors work together to make sure the top news of the day is being covered. Reporters go out into the community to cover a story, while photographers capture images that may go along with an article or stand alone as a separate element on a page. At the same time, advertising reps are in and out of the office, visiting clients and selling ad space, so readers can learn of the latest sale, service, or product. Back in the newsroom, designers flow the stories, photos, and graphics onto a blank canvas, creating the look of the morning's paper. Once sections of the newspaper are complete and ads have been placed, the pages are ready to be printed. The pre-press department checks the pages and sends them to the production facility via the computer. They arrive in the plate-making department and are then exposed to aluminum lithographic plates via a laser. The laser exposes the image onto a chemically treated plate. When the excess chemicals are washed off, the parts that remain make up the image of the page. It takes 4 plates to make one color page of the paper, one for each color: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Newsprint rolls are brought to the production facility via rail cars. 2 rail spurs bring the cars directly into the warehouse, where forklifts unload the rolls and stack them. These rolls weigh approximately 1 ton each and, if unrolled, would stretch over 6 miles in length. On average, there is a 22 to 28-day supply of newsprint available in the warehouse. Pre-print materials, such as sales flyers, are brought in on trucks to be stored in the warehouse as well, and later inserted into the newspaper. The newsprint would remain blank if it weren't for the 4 colors of ink that are brought in by truck, hooked up to pipes, and then pumped into the ink room and fed to the presses. There are 2 tanks that hold 7,700 gallons of black ink each, a color dominantly used by newspapers. Cyan, magenta, and yellow inks are each stored in 2,400-gallon tanks. This is enough ink to fill over 2.3 million cartridges for a standard computer printer. More than 1 full tank of black and approximately 1 tank of cyan, magenta, and yellow is consumed each month, as well as about 4,000 rolls of newsprint of various sizes. Protecting the environment is important to us. The newsprint we use contains an average of 40% recycled materials. Our production facility is a member of the Voluntary Emissions Reduction Council and has been awarded the Federation of Environmental Technologists Governors Award. 249 full-time staff, about 140 part-timers, and 5 robots work at the production facility. Yes, robots. Zigzag, Mr. Whipple, Sadie, Curly, and Showtime are pre-programmed to deliver rolls of paper, also called newsprint, to the press. Carrying 1 roll at a time, they maneuver around the room with the help of sensors embedded in the concrete floor. With stories, photos, and advertisements on plates, ink and paper loaded, the presses are ready to produce newspapers. The journal Sentinel uses 3 state-of-the-art KBA Commander presses. They are some of the fastest newspaper presses in the United States. These machines, which stand 7 levels high, are called web presses because they print on a continuous web of newsprint instead of individual sheets. The printing of a newspaper is a complex process. It starts with placing the printing plate onto the press. The ink is applied to the plate through a series of rollers. The image of the page is then transferred to a blanket cylinder. This blanket cylinder puts the image onto newsprint. Each color is added separately. First is cyan, then magenta, yellow, and finally black. This whole process is repeated over and over at an incredible rate, reaching a top speed of 85,000 copies per hour. On average, these presses print about 52,000 to 54,000 copies per hour. These presses can print, cut, fold, and assemble a 6-section, 96-page newspaper, including as many as 36 pages in full color and 12 pages with partial color. The press is operated from the control room, also referred to as the quiet room. From here, the press operators can operate controls to adjust the ink, the speed of the press, and web tension. The newspapers then travel on an extensive overhead highway of conveyors. The papers that don't meet our standards are automatically ejected on a waste conveyor and taken to the waste center for recycling. All other newspapers go through an ad inserting machine where preprints are placed in the paper. From there, they are bundled and sent on their way. A computer-controlled system makes sure that the right edition of the paper is sent to the right location. The papers are then loaded onto trucks. The transportation department makes sure the newspaper is delivered to the 29 distribution centers in the 12-county southeastern Wisconsin area. The newspapers are then distributed to independent contractors or agents who deliver them door-to-door to subscribers or drop them off at stores and vending boxes. There are 1,500 single-copy vending boxes located throughout Milwaukee County and 500 in surrounding counties. Whether it be at your doorstep, in your Journal Sentinel tube, local stores or vending boxes, information is made available and accessible daily. News happens 24 hours a day. Each hour of each day, our dedicated staff is working so that the hundreds of thousands of readers are able to open their world by opening the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.